put the map of Pinegrove back up for me.
And I'll have you get started because we do have a limited amount of time. We'll try to be focused.
Is it okay if I go over by a minute and a half or no?
Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Robert Ament, and I live at 499 Pinegrove Avenue with my wife and 2 small children. I grew up in Irondequoit, and after college I volunteered to serve in the United States Peace Corps in Senegal, West Africa. I have extensive experience in international development work with multinational agencies such as the United Nations and USAID. The night the voters shot down the proposal to move the senior center to Kings Park, I read that the supervisor refused to put a dime into Pinegrove and had decided to take the project on myself as any Peace Corps volunteer would. Within 24 hours, I used my particular skills and experience to get commitments from Home Depot, Target, Irondequoit Lawn and Landscaping for both materials and labor to renovate the interior and exterior of the building in a one-day makeover in late March. Let me be clear, this was a county-wide Home Depot full-bore makeover, drywall, painting, carpet, in the hallway, vanities, anything that we needed, we basically need to lay it out to them and they would say if they could do it or not. This is free at no cost to the taxpayer and could be valued at over $100,000. Spring cleaning is an insult to Home Depot and Target and all of those who have volunteered to step up for this project. That place is already clean. I was in there the other day. I met with Mike Spang shortly afterwards after speaking with Home Depot and the others, and he told me personally that that building could last another 100 years. And that, quote, "I'd be a fool not to take this. Let's do this," end quote. 3 days later, Mike Spang would not take my calls. When I finally got a meeting with him, he said they were going to do a study that would last a month, and I told him it was bull. This was not my first day at fair since I had done years of international study. Study is code speak for, quote, "We are killing this thing," in my opinion. I talked it over with him. I pleaded with him. I told him, as I said to you before, I'm a Democrat. I voted for Marilyn Heyman. I'm in the party. You can roll it out any way you want. In the end, he blurted out, "It's politics." And I told him point blank I could not play politics with human beings. I was so infuriated that I went to our news and I went to Linda Quinlan of the Irondequoit Post. This weekend, I sent an email to the town board members. It is in your best interest to call me and put my cell phone down on the bottom of the page. I found out on Saturday, after having assurances from the supervisor that we were going to move forward on this, that there would be a $34,000 study by Labella to assess this facility. Ms. Aldersley told me the study was partially a marketing plan to try to convince voters to change their minds. What a waste of $34,000, more than many people make in a year. Marilyn Heyman, in my meeting, could not name 3 things that she purchased for the center in the last 3 years. By her own admission, has abandoned the Pinegrove Center and wants to flush $34,000 down the toilet, but will not let you have $100,000 of a makeover. You have had your chance, you've done nothing, and now all you want to do is say yes. That's all you have to do is say yes to Home Depot, yes to Target, yes to Irondequoit Lawn and Landscaping. I do not need a $34,000 study to tell me how I would like to be treated. We would be the only town in America to turn down a makeover by Home Depot and Target, a laughingstock. Since then, I have been misled again and again, and I cannot get a straight answer. The only thing stopping me from this free project are the town board members and the administration sitting in front of me. I'm here tonight for asking your personal commitment. I already have your commitment on the telephone, but I would like the public commitment at this meeting to pick a date or pledge to pick a date this month or first week in April to do this project and also to vote on the HVAC and parking lot. I don't need to wait for a phase 1 of anything. Here's my phase studies right here that I made for about $10. Number 1, I assessed Helmer Nature Center. I looked inside and out, frontwards and backwards. I even looked at the Helmer Nature Center itself. I asked Karen at the Helmer Nature Center, is there anything there I can help you with? Make a list as long as you'd like, and I will do everything I can to get it all done. I'm halfway through with that right now. I didn't even want to be here tonight. This should be a done deal. Number 1, Mike Spang's office. I'm going to pledge to personally increase that facility by 25% myself tomorrow morning. I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call Marcy down at that building. I'm going to say, walk down the hall, take a left, put the key in the door, and I'll turn the handle and flip the lights on. I'm going to bring my pickup truck down there, throw a bunch of old desks and crap in the back, and move it on down the line. That place will be wide open. That's 2,000 square feet. I got a 2,200 square foot patio in the back of poured brand new concrete overlooking a nature preserve. And there's not so much as a $4 chair from Rite Aid to sit on. I asked a 75-year-old woman, what do they expect you to do back there? We don't go back there, she says. I said, why not? She says, there's nothing to sit on. Mike Spain gave me some lame excuse about some old awning that lasted a few days.
You're addressing the town board. If you could speak into the microphone, please, and look toward us, not the audience.
Fine. Okay, well, these are people sitting right here. I'm sorry, I lit the camera. I agree. This is not, if not this, what? If not now, when? These were words spoken by Supervisor Heyman regarding the Medley Center. This works well for rich developers, but not for our senior citizens. I did in one day what you were unwilling to do in 3 years. This is not about paint or drywall or carpet. This is about a total and complete lack of vision for that center and the seniors. You would have moved the same worthless 1970s furniture, bingo board, and junk pool table to the next location and thought you were doing them some kind of huge favor. Let me clear this up. There is no parking at Pinegrove. I live down the street, and anyone who says so is not telling the truth. I personally counted 60 spaces at Pinegrove Nature Center, which are never used because they bring the students there on a bus. And unless the Irondequoit Police Department start arresting senior citizens coming out of their cars, we have nothing to worry about. Combine that with the parking spaces right now, and even during an event, we can divide that by 3, and we still have the spot, so that's not true. Central location, it's 3 miles from Kings Park. And need I remind you, it's set on a nature preserve of 42 acres, and you want to leave that. There's no space problem at Pinegrove, because if there was, I'm sure by now they would have already unlocked the 1,800 square foot room where Mike Spain's office used to be and put a $5 chair out on the patio for the women to sit on and the men to sit on. There's not so much as a folding chair out there. You have $250,000 in the account, and you cannot install a simple $70,000 HVAC brand new 2009 zoned unit and tar the roof. Think of all the money we saved the last 13 years by buying nothing of value for the seniors and neglecting them. Mold, asbestos, are you kidding me? I can get a home inspection to say whatever I want if you study it long enough. That's what people say when they want to tank something. Let me be clear. This town board has more excuses than I have answers. In the end, it is about treating senior citizens with dignity and respect, entitled with old age after a lifetime of hard work. It is about treating someone the way you want to be treated. It is about thinking outside the box and putting yourself in their place and asking yourself, would I go there? Would I spend my day there? I talked to Mr. Perticone this week. I said, would you go down there? And that crappy pool table thing is worthless. You could drag it to the curb and wait for the garbage truck to haul it away. Ironically, I offered Marcy a brand new $2,000 pool table a month ago that I found on Craigslist for $200 right here in Irondequoit. You know what she said to me? We already have one. No thanks. I said, check with the guys. Maybe there's a better one there. Maybe this is better than the one they have. No thanks. We're all set. Turns out they did have 2. I'm almost done. One more sentence. It's about thinking outside the box. That is how I approached every inch of the facility. Let's stand together as one community, one family, and one Irondequoit. Call the town board and tell them how you feel. And help our senior citizens. I'm very proud of all the people who stepped up and showed us all why we live here and chose to live at Irondequoit. I'm very fortunate to have you all as neighbors. God bless you. Good night and Godspeed. I'm going to give these drawings for you to keep. This is the complete misuse of facility. Unused, wasted space called the senior lounge, which had no wall, so there's no privacy, so I don't know what you discuss. And a pool room fit for an 8-year-old. Here's the $4,500 renovation with $1,000 of park benches, cast iron, and oak with some cheap
Mr. Ament,
umbrellas. Here, take it with you. I'm all done.
If you could give it to the clerk, please.
Perfect. Here's the photographs. Here's Mike Spank's door, which you can unlock tomorrow. Best of luck, and I hope we do this project.
I hope we do it
Tomorrow morning, I'm telling you. This is ridiculous.
Mr. Ament.
You can pass this down, please.
Madam Supervisor.
Very well done, very well said.
Excuse me, we're not going to have heckling from the audience. Excuse me, we're not. And we could either have a seat and be quiet and we'll conduct this meeting in a business-like way, or we'll ask people to leave. It's your choice. And I certainly wonder if Mr. Ament feels that we've treated him the same way he's just treated us, which I can tell you that has not been the case.
You did accuse me of out to get you, and somebody's fronting me and putting me up to this. I'm a Peace Corps volunteer. I brought something to you out of the goodness of my heart, and you accuse me of wanting your job, and somebody behind me on this in your office. It's shameful.
Well, good night.
Good night.
Do you want to wait till after we have public input?
I'll wait till the end of public input.
Mr. Barone, you're next.
But I don't like being misquoted.